Well, it's been 90 days since we got off the airplane in Sofia, Bulgaria, back on January 9th, 2026. Welcome to the latest edition of my video series, American in Bulgaria. This video will go over some of the highlights thus far, such as obtaining my residency, dealing with customs, registering my imported car, attending a European Second League football match, otherwise known as soccer back in the States, as well as some of the day trips that we've taken. Things haven't always gone as planned. So here we are at Popina Laka Waterfalls. It's beautiful here. It's only like 17 kilometers from where we live. So we come here often and we love it here. Very beautiful. This is springtime. The leaves are just now starting to come out and the weather is gorgeous. So the first 90 days was basically getting settled and taking care of administrative tasks. Now we did more than that in the first 90 days by doing day trips to different villages, cities around the area. And we're maintaining the family vineyard here. So, late February, early March is when you have to trim your grapevines. And again, I went to a football game, second league, professional second league in Bulgaria. Things didn't always turn out as planned. There were administrative snafus. We had to deal with an incompetent service company. But we endured through all of that, and everything turned out pretty well. Let's get started. We arrived on January 9th at the Sofia airport, and with snow all on the ground. And we had to drive 2 hours south in a rental car. And yeah, that was midnight, I think. By the time we got the car, I believe it was midnight. And it's a 2-hour drive south, so we're driving down the motorway, and I'm having to go slow, maybe 100, 120 kilometers per hour because there was blowing snow, and at the further south we got, it started turning into rain. So that was an adventure, and we hadn't even made it to our home yet. After that, after a day or so of just getting settled, we basically had to prepare for the imports of our household goods, which we had shipped in a container. And my car was in that container as well. So we had to get a lot of documentation, tons of documentation we had to get together. So we spent a good deal of time getting those papers in order. And then and also, in order to pass customs, to clear customs, I needed to get my residency card. So that took, a couple of weeks or so to get. Again, a lot of paperwork, similar paperwork to customs. A few snafus of some documents we didn't have and we needed to get notarized, translated and notarized. The translations place messed up a couple of times. They translated some words wrong, and they also translated the dates incorrectly because in Europe you specify day, month, year. In the United States it's month, day, and year. On the days where we were just waiting on other agencies or people to do things, we had some downtime. We spent it walking around the city. I have a video of walking down the pedestrian street in Sandanski. I'll put that link in the description. But yeah, we would go to the bazaar, which is like the street market, where you get very fresh vegetables, fruits, nuts, things like that. Those we do that twice a week. At least Lily does that twice a week. I'll go pick her up if she buys too many things, to carry back. But yeah, it's a very, very nice market, fresh food. And what else have we done? We took some day trips. We went up to Kustendil, which is a place actually where Lily lived before she moved to the States way back when. Although she was born and raised in this area, she lived as an adult over in Houstondale. But anyway, in that city, there was what they call a Kukeri festival, where groups of people dress up in these supposedly scary outfits. They make a lot of noise, and it's just basically to scare away the evil spirits of the new year. It happens usually during the month of January, sometimes February, but it's to bring in the new year and ward off the bad luck and such. So back to the whole customs issue. The company we used, and it wasn't by my choice, the shipping company I used in the States subcontracted to a local Bulgarian company do the customs clearance of our things. Although they claimed to be experts in the field, they admitted they had no experience in this border city, Kulata, I have to pronounce that right, Kulata, which is the closest border city to us. They said they had no experience with them, and they really didn't have much experience with individuals, bringing over personal goods on their own. They deal mostly in commercial relocations for companies, where the employees are coming over to Bulgaria. So it was just a big mess, basically. So we had no other choice, because we were being charged by the day, 150 euro per day of the container, being stored, as well as the truck that the container was on and the driver. So we're being paid daily for that. So it's just, and they were dragging their feet and just weren't really cooperative. So we went with another company that does it, and believe it or not, we had our stuff out the next day. Yeah, I had my car, we had all the goods the next day, so I'm thankful we did that. If you're interested in what company that was, send me a private message or send me an email, and I'll let you know who to stay away from as far as the customs clearance company. Now, I will say one good thing about this company is they had a department or a couple of people that helped with the residency application side of things. And they were top notch. They did everything well. That went very, very smooth. So I would recommend them for helping out with the residency application, but not with customs importing, not at all. So yeah, I mentioned vineyards earlier. Lily's family has like a 6-acre or 6-decker area of vineyards, and everyone in the family has a portion of it. Lily has, I think we have like three of the rows, 2.5 rows of them. You may have seen some of the pictures I put up on social media about that, but yeah, so you have to trim the roses late February, early March, and throughout the summer keep on top of things. We also had to plant a few new grape plants because some of them had died off over the years. So yeah, that's fun. I learned how to trim grapes, and I'm sure I'll be learning how to harvest them later, and make wine, make rakia, preserves, things like that. So stay tuned. Next up, we went down to Melnik. Melnik is like the wine area of the wine capital of Bulgaria, I guess. It's like the Napa Valley of Bulgaria. This was about the same time of year where they were trimming their grapes, but they have a formal, celebration every year for the trimming of the grapes and blessing of the grapes. So I mentioned we got the car released finally, and at that point, I think it was the next later that week, we had the car through the rest of that week. We already had to renew the rental because all the delays we had getting the car. We took the rental car back to Sofia, again 2 hours north, and we drove up there, and then we had to find our way back somehow. So from the rental place, luckily there was out by the airport, there's the metro station, a subway, and we took the subway into the city center of Sofia, and from there took it to the central bus station and took a bus ride home from Sofia to Sandanski. So that was it for the car. No more rental cars. I have my car. I was very happy. I've always wanted to see a European football game, soccer game. So the team here in Sandanski, Vineyards, they play every other Saturday. They play home and then away, alternating weeks. So I went with a neighbor of mine, and yeah, we enjoyed the game. It was, it's a small town. It's the second league, so it's not the fancy premier type league or the first league they call it. So it is the second league, which is called Vitória Liga, and I think there were like 14, 15 teams in that league. And the top two, I believe, maybe three, finishers in that league get promoted to the first league, or the Parva Liga. And conversely, in the Parva Liga, the top league, the bottom two or three get demoted down, regulated down to the second league. But yeah, that was fun. We've also done some searching, research, and looked at a few village houses. So we're looking to also, in addition to their apartment in the city, we want to have a village house out in the country or the mountains, so that we have a weekend place to go. Lily can have do some gardening, and we'll do some farming. Grow some vegetables and fruits and nut trees. Lily wants a lot of nut trees, so it'll be a little weekend getaway home. So we've looked at a few, and a couple are okay, but not quite right. And I think eventually we'll know when we find the right house. So we're looking for something that's not going to require a lot of repair or upkeep. We want basically a turnkey move-in, with minor things to fix or to repair. That's fine, but nothing like abandoned houses or things like that, which there are a lot of here. So I'll keep you posted on the house hunting and what we find. So car registration, we took it in. We had to go down to Petrich to get it registered, but beforehand I had to get insurance. I had to get all the paperwork from customs saying that I legally am the owner of the car, and I had to get a technical inspection. So thank you, Tony, for that, and for everything, all your help. This was Lily's nephew helping us with the car. The technical inspection was submitted to Sofia, to the capital, and that took a couple of weeks to do. But in the meantime, I can still drive my car as long as I had all the paperwork. So I'm driving around Sandanski with California license plates, and boy, that's really a head turner. Every corner, people are looking and staring, and as I drive away, their heads are turning and following me. So that was kind of a unique situation there. But anyway, we ended up a couple of weeks later going, having the car registered down in Petrich, which is about 20 kilometers south of us. And the registration also includes them issuing license plates. So I had to get new Bulgarian plates. And at first, they weren't going to do it. There was something with, my residency is basically it's a prolonged residency It's a temporary prolonged residency card or something like that. So at first they said, yeah, we can't do that. You have to go to Sofia, to the capital, and get it all straightened out there. And we're like, this was like the last day. Customs, the agreement with customs on the regulations say that you have 30 days from when the car clears customs to get it registered. Otherwise, I have to pay, I don't know how many thousands of dollars in duties and import duties and taxes. So, we're like, what are we going to do? I mean, this is that 30 days was ending that next day. So we call up the customs folks. They spoke to the registration people and told them the situation. And all of a sudden, they're like, oh, yeah, we can do it, but we can only register it 1 year at a time. So you got to come back next year and re-register it, and the year after, until I gained my citizenship. We got that squared away. It was a little scare, but we ended up with new plates, and I am totally legal now to drive around Bulgaria, and for other countries for that matter. So we plan on driving down to Greece soon, and North Macedonia, possibly Romania. So yeah, we're totally legal. And then, also in between when we're waiting on things and whatnot, we would take a trip to the zoo. There's a local little animal park. It's a tiny zoo. I mean, by American standards, you wouldn't think it's a big zoo, and it's not. It's they have different types of animals, but they have some cool. They call them kangaroos here, but they're really wallabies. So those are nice to see. Wallabies. There's some peacocks, and your typical goats, deer, things like that. Also, Easter in Bulgaria happens 1 week after the Western Easter, like in the United States, for instance, especially for Catholics. The Eastern Orthodox, the Easter is a week later. So last Sunday was Easter, and the closest Catholic church to us is way up in Sofia, so we had to drive up there 2 hours, not a big deal. And we with the church, they have an English mass at 12 o'clock every Sunday. So not just on Easter or Christmas or whatever. Supposedly every Sunday at noon they have an Easter mass. So that's good to know. I've since found out there's a Catholic church maybe 12 kilometers from here in the village. So I'll have to check that out. After the church, we went walking through Sofia. It was Lily, myself, Lily's sister, and her daughter, so Lily's niece. And we had lunch, in the main pedestrian street, Vitosha Boulevard in Sofia. And after that, we continued walking down for the Palace of Culture, I believe it's called, and just having a great time. It was a nice sunny day. A lot of people were out. So yeah, that's basically our 90 days in Bulgaria so far, and we're looking for 9,000 more days of fun. Hopefully our administrative tasks in the future are smoother, but overall no complaints, and we really love it here. If you made it this far in the video, please be sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel. It's free to subscribe, and when you subscribe, you'll see that whenever I post new videos, and you can check those out as well. So again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.